I want to give you guys a quick rundown of the Call Her Daddy, Jaime and Lynn Spears podcast, in case you don't want to listen to it. I did go live and discuss it for a little bit, but here's the basic gist of it. A couple things that really stood out to me. Jaime Lynn talks a lot about her experiences and her trauma, and most of these discussion about Brittany is in part 2. There's very little in part 1. She does show text messages and discusses things that she's gone through with her sister. She expresses that she attempted to get her sister out of the conservatorship, puts a lot of blame on Sam Ingham, Brittany's original lawyer, said he was dragging this stuff out, fighting with somebody who didn't want to be fought with, her father. And then even goes on to say that she stopped talking to her mother, Lynn, when Lynn started filing papers and also contesting the things that Jaime was doing in regards to the conservatorship. Jaime Lynn goes on to show this 4-paragraph long text message that Jaime Lynn, sent to Brittany saying, just talk to Dad. Sam Ingham's really the problem. Just talk to Dad. Dad will explain everything. You guys can get this all worked out. He wants to resign. This is in November of 2020. The other really interesting thing is she talks a lot about how this is her experience and she should be able to discuss her experiences. These are things that have hurt her and affected her, and I completely agree. But in the same breath, she says she doesn't understand why her sister keeps talking about her experiences on social media. She calls Brittany out and says she needs to stop doing this. She's saying lies. She's making people think that it was me. Also, she discusses the trust, this trust that Jaime Lynn was involved in. First, she says Brittany asked her to be the trustee of the trust. Then she says that she was asked to be trustee, but then she didn't do anything moving forward. Then she says she was asked to be trustee, they appointed her, but then she found out she had to sign documents and she didn't want to do that and approve things. She couches all of that with, I was never involved in the conservatorship, ever. I never touched the conservatorship. I was involved in the trust. Except the next part, she says, part of the reason I didn't want to be involved in the trust anymore is because it was under the conservatorship. Everything was affected by the conservatorship. Kind of doesn't make sense. She's also really, really upset that Brittany keeps posting about her experiences and her harm and her hurt and her trauma because it's affecting Jaime Lynn. And Jaime Lynn thinks that it's absolutely reasonable that she goes on this podcast and discuss how she's affected by Brittany. Jaime Lynn gets to discuss all of her trauma according to Jaime Lynn. Brittany does not, because it affects Jaime Lynn. My personal feeling is this entire family has othered Brittany so they can treat her like shit. Allegedly, in my opinion.